Welcome to this BVTV Silverpreneur SpotCast Trilogy, coming to you from the UK studios of BizVision. I'm your host, Malcolm Gallagher. I probably made one of the quickest decisions ever to say yes to welcoming my guest today. Something inside me instantly said to me that she was exactly right for you, my discerning Silverpreneur audience. Or perhaps it was the motivational title of her book and concept, It's Go Time. I love it. It's Go Time. Whatever it is, truly great to welcome best-selling author and founder of Boom You from Canada. Welcome, Jill McAbe.
Thank you so much, Malcolm. I'm really happy to be here and have an opportunity to chat with your listeners.
Well, great. But I've had to chase you from the East Coast of Canada to, you're in the West Coast now, aren't you?
Yeah, I did what it was go time for me. I had lived in Toronto for quite a long time in Canada, and I had always dreamed of living on Vancouver Island in British Columbia. And I just decided it was my time to create exactly what I wanted for myself, and I'm so glad I did it.
Well, brilliant. And what a lovely place to be. It's so British, of course. Yes. Victoria Island, isn't it? Jill, welcome to this Its Go Time Trilogy for our BVTV channel. Now, many people age 50 plus are suddenly having to start a new career because of redundancy, disillusion, and a host of modern day reasons. And like many younger people, making the change is not easy with things like age-related challenges to overcome. You know, doubt, confidence, fear, risk, motivation, all goes into the melting pot. In this trilogy, I trust we can show people how it's go time to remove those blockages. So for episode 1, let's kick off by me asking you, what are the essential building blocks that need to be in place for silverpreneurs to be successful in business? The order of operations, if you like.
Absolutely, Malcolm. I think that's a great place to start off for anyone who's sort of facing either the desire or the need to do something different. Either, you missed that promotion, or you've been outsourced, or you just don't want to go back to life the way it was, which was my situation. The order of operations, I'm just going to tell you, because I work mostly with people over 50, what happens is, and this might be happening for your listeners, that you're so talented, it's hard to actually figure out what you could possibly do for business because you have this lifetime of experience. And when you have this lifetime of experience, the villain in this situation is actually options. Right. You're like, but I could do this and I could do this and I could do this. Yeah. And I find that people really get lost in options. So I'm going to answer your question. The order of operations, there's actually 2 things that I think are really important. And I talk about both of them in depth in It's Go Time. The first one is, how do you find an idea you believe in? There is actually a methodical process that you can go through to find an idea, the one that's right for you, the one that when you build it, it's not like, oops, I built the wrong thing. You're 50, you're 60, you're 65, 70, maybe, and you don't want to build the wrong thing. Like you want to get it right. And so I show people how to do that. And then I think the order of operations is what a lot of new business owners don't have. And that my background in consulting and building entrepreneurial businesses, I wanted solopreneurs, especially who are older, not to be just flinging themselves at the world like spaghetti, like on the wall, but to actually have a step-by-step system to follow. So I do teach the explore, exploit model in It's Go Time, and I modify that for people just starting out on their own. And that's, how do you get the idea that you believe in? That's the explore phase and proof of concept. There's actually steps you can take before you worry about stuff like interviews with you, Malcolm. Before you worry about, you don't have to worry about social media or promotion or advertising or any of that in the beginning. And that's what I teach how to do in my book.
I love that. But I think it's so important. You're so right. People have got a myriad of ideas. But one of the things I think that I've found, particularly on working with silverpreneurs for a number of years, is that the fear bit. It's that, am I too old? I've been made redundant. I'm on the scrap heap. They're not, are they?
Okay, no way. And I have some, because that is my audience is typically 52 to 65, 50 to 65. 60% of business owners are actually over the age of, I wrote this down, are between 40 and 60.
Wow.
So 60% of business owners are between the age of 40 and 60. And that comes from Small Business Vision. They do a lot of stats on entrepreneurship. And that, I think a lot of people, we come through life and we end up so humble, but you probably know, and I know you talk about this, Malcolm, way more than you're giving yourself credit for. And that you can just take one little piece of what you know. And here's the thing that I'll leave you with. If you know just a little bit more than someone else you can help, you know enough. So don't worry about if you know as much as that person or the other person. Your personality plus what you know is just perfect for someone else. So that's what I can offer there.
Yeah, I love your thinking. And can I just ask you one little bit before we finish this this part of the trilogy? This bit of doing the foundational work that you've been talking about there, people obviously are keen to get things going, and they want to get things going quickly and fast, and and expect to be a millionaire tomorrow, by the way, because they've had all of that guff through from so-called gurus on the website, haven't they? Yeah. At what stage do you say, okay, we'll move to the next piece of operation? What stage? What is it that you feel that they've got to be able to tell you that it's ready to move on to formulating the business and things like that?
Oh, I think you can if I understand what you're asking me, I think you can just decide that you're going to start a business. Like if you have a skill set, and I specifically focus on expertpreneurs. So I'm not talking about product-based businesses or manufacturing. I did that in my past. Now I focus on expert-based businesses because people in the category I work with know a lot.
Yeah.
And if you just decide that you want a business, believe it or not, if you have a recipe for building a business, success can be inevitable. However, it's inevitable if you are rigorous about the steps you follow. So I talk about, you have to really figure out an idea you believe in that's marketable. And something's marketable if there's competition in that. It actually shows you that people buy that. So it's a good thing. Then you differentiate by actually being more you, not by copying anyone. Then you need case studies. Then you need testimonials. You do need to do some R&D. I think people forget that a lot. They just try to jump to, and then you can start, getting systems and procedures in place, and then you're set to grow. And what I see holding people back is not wanting to go through the paces. I couldn't tell you how much, when you said, people want to be a millionaire tomorrow, I'm just like, if someone says that to me, I'm like, I can't help you. Mm-hmm. If you want a steady path to have a cash machine business, and by that, I mean, how much you put out there, you can control how much you get back. That's about a 3-year journey as far as I know how to build one. I don't know. And then most of my clients want a nice life. They want to enjoy their families and spend time in nature. So I don't do the hustle. I don't know how people are building $1 million businesses in 6 months. It takes time.
It's a load of rubbish, But anyways, thanks, Jill, for that. Now, let me remind our audience of your URL or your website, which is obviously, viewers, you can see it on the screen behind me. But for listeners, let me spell it out. It's all the W's, Jill. That's a Jill, Jill, MC McAbe, ABE. JillMcAbe.com. Now, Jill's book is called It's Go Time. I love it. It's Go Time, and was published just 2 days ago by Morgan James Publishing. Hey, we're hot off the press here, Jill, aren't we?
We are.
Yeah, what an inspirational start to your trilogy you've given us. Now, in the coming 2 episodes of your trilogy, we'll be talking about overcoming the panic of change and managing time. Thanks, Jill.
Thank you so much.